Look, audience at home, I'm fucked up real bad. I said I was going to turn on Anime Funk for Dave, and I didn't. But fortunately, Drumurboy is our local, friendly, helpful Canadian. Covered my ass and got that funk for him. And now Dave is getting real funked up in and out of game.
You can have the funky music on in the background of this fight, you know.
This fight has the club music from The Matrix. That's what it has.
Or Blood Rave from the first
from Blade?
First Blade.
Yeah. Oh my god. Blade. What the fuck were they thinking? All right.
It's clearly the problem.
Man.
Look,
that kicked off the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't care what
no,
you
it
say.
didn't. That's not even close to kicking off the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I want to say, during the break, was cruising on Google News and saw that border agents stopped a truck full of frozen ice cream, and inside was $13 million worth of meth. And I got to thinking, I always see people like, there were $220 million worth of cocaine in here. Who is the guy that makes the decision as to how much the drugs are worth, right? Like, the price of drugs has to always be changing. But is there, like, one guy in America who sits behind a chair with, like, a fucking monocle and piles of, like, SMS messages to drug lords who's like, yeah, El Chapo says it's worth $220 million. So I'm gonna underwrite that real quick, put my guarantee on it.
It's probably based a lot on like you know, they can see they probably know how much like trade money like gang members have and that sort of shit when it comes.
It's an algorithm based on the chess clock between the chess game of Mr. Illuminati and the leader of the pharmaceutical industry.
Blockchain.
I mean, I would assume that the leader of the Illuminati and the leader of the pharmaceutical industry are the same person at this point.
That's why they're playing chess with themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably have experts that value like what a dime bag of it would be worth, and then they just scale up from there. Right?
I mean, it's one thing to have street drugs, and it's another thing to have pure uncut shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're talking about, you know, the kingpin or whatever, probably just base it on historic, you know, whatever they used to do, and then they probably adjust for inflation, honestly.
Oh my god, adjust for... I'm telling you, there's gotta be one guy. There's gotta be the guy who's doing it on a calculator. He's just like,
probably.
Yup,
I mean,
this is definitely $16 million worth of meth. 37 cents.
I mean, dudes are building
Drug Wars game on his TI-83.
No. He's using an abacus to do the math.
It's derived from the stuff that they used to hide it in. So how much is this much ice cream? Okay, now times that by this much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the waste potential of the smuggling operation?
Yeah, what's the cost-benefit analysis using ice cream to hide it? And
I mean, look, the cost-benefit analysis is that they could get 9 out of 10 of those trucks caught, and they'd still be making a profit. That's the cost-benefit.
Well, actually, no. The cost benefit would be that they probably produce so much of that cocaine that even if they lost trucks, it wouldn't.
No, they
matter.
do lose trucks. Constantly. They're always losing trucks. It's just that half the trucks or more get through.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit.
Because they make so much drug.
All right, so Daka, you are rushing into the room now that all the weird runic lights have gone out. Agrim, are you alarmed in any way? Get any strong feelings in one direction or another about this?
I mean, I'm just, you know, kind of I thought I was going to turn that light out because it's getting hot in here, but
take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot. Look, that's what's playing for Kelly right now.
Sure.
I thought it'd be some Prince or something.
Fine, I don't care if you guys watch. It'll be you need a lesson in manliness anyway.
Oh my God.
You see 3 extra. One like normal size Chris Pratt and 2 smaller Chris Pratts enter the room.
Tiny legs.
All right, you run in. Daka, Agrim, what's the plan? You're going in? Going in. All right, Finley.
I have an idea. It took a second to register though. The ice cream meth drugs. Mr. Haagen-Dazs lets some get caught so the rest of them get through.
No.
Throw the sign.
Nope.
Throw the sign, you know?
Finley, Kelly drops down next to you and starts doing one-handed push-ups. Kelly, this is totally natural for you. You want to do this.
Hang on, wait. Sorry. Did you say Finley drops down and does one?
No, Kelly, you drop down to the ground and do one-handed push-ups. Yeah, it's not that you don't have any idea why you're doing it. It's perfectly logical for you to do this. Of course you would drop to the ground and do one-handed push-ups. Finley, the creature that has appeared, it doesn't disappear. It just becomes kind of ghostly, see-through, transparent, almost silver blue moonlightish. Begins floating towards you and then goes into the wall and pops out between you and Daka.
Oh, that's a neat trick.
Gentlemen. Going somewhere so soon.
Well, I don't think we're going anywhere. In fact, my friend here, who likes you very much.
37, 38.
Do you see that?
Oh, I know how much he likes me.
Yeah. Do you like him? Check yes or no.
Oh, I like him a lot. I find him to be extremely useful. I prefer this form personally, but his interpretation is very interesting.
What do you find him useful for?
Everything.
Like everything what? I mean, he's a good friend of mine.
He belongs to me now.
Like, well, but for what? For what end? To what end? What purpose?
Well, I was thinking I might return him to you temporarily.
Yeah?
As a reward for your efforts in freeing me.
Freeing you?
Yes, I've
From
been
what?
here for an unusually long amount of time. It's been quite bothersome.
Oh, I've heard about you.
Daka, as you're approaching this creature, you're 100% sure that this is the male version of a succubus.
Hmm.
An incubus?
Yes. In fact, as you approach, you have a very bad feeling about all of this.
The Arthur, the white in the other room, is he still around?
Yep, he's still lying on the ground, not moving.
Can I try to wake him up?
Are you going past this ghostly creature?
Yeah.
He says, "Where are you going?"
Oh, I dropped something out there that I need to get real quick.
Right.
I'll be right back.
Kelly, Finley, I need both of you to make dexterity saving throws real quick to see which of you acts first. Kelly, you're suddenly leaping up trying to give Finley a hug.
Come here, you.
Oh my god, Fin.
What?
Holy shit. That's a natural one for the folks at home.
How is it? Okay.
Well, Dave, all you have to do is not roll a 1.
On my dex?
Yeah, dex saving throw.
15.
Oh, yeah. Finley, you're trying to get away. Kelly scoops you up into a big old hug, squeezing you real tight. It's a little uncomfortable, but it's actually kind of...
Hey, buddy.
You know, I really appreciate you and all this. Like, I gotta say, I've never felt so free, you know?
Yeah.
Why don't you stay here and talk to me for a while, little one? In fact, why don't none of you move?
So I guess it's dagger time.
Are you pulling out daggers on this guy?
Is he turned the other way? For...
He is.
All right.
Do you back attack him with some daggers?
I mean, yep.
All right.
Finley's nodding his head.
You swoosh right through it. Nothing happens. The ghostly figure turns around and says,
Does that line up with my knowledge of incubi or
why don't you make
succubi?
a Arcana check? Your girlfriend the other night didn't do anything like this, but it could be a special
14.
trick.
No, she was very physical.
Succubus and
the life out of
incubus
me.
are known to be able to travel between the material and ethereal plane and thus be completely...
We lost.
We lost the Spooty.
We did. He'll be
Yeah.
back soon. After these messages.
Oh, sorry. I don't know what happened.
Yep,
Should
we
we
just need to get the
reorder?
cam order.
Shit.
No, we're good. It's
You
just
good?
Drummer Boy now, and then, yep, everybody's back.
Sweet.
That was weird.
Yeah, so you know that this is, I mean, I wouldn't say it's normal for succubus or incubus, but it's definitely an ability they have. This guy is beyond your ability to touch with anything less than certain spells.
Shit.
You could hunter's mark him, but your arrows would never hit him.
I am out of spells for the day.
That's real rough.
Mhm.
Calm down. You wouldn't want anything to happen. And Kelly begins forearm choking Finley. Like super
Do I not
illegal
get to
wrestling.
make a couple saves during
Nope.
this period or anything?
Not
like
even
that?
close.
This is like a super high level charm.
This is a charm. Yes. You obey all telepathic and verbal commands given to you.
Can we get Mr. X to fight this guy?
So as you're mentioning that to the party, he's like, calm down. You're starting
X?
to...
X351.
Do you really want to annoy me right now? Your
No,
friend
we-
is in serious peril.
I
I'm
would
trying
like
to
kill
reward
right
you.
now. X.
All right. X stands up and moves over here and is just like, it's X351, not Mr. X.
Sorry, I thought we were on more friendly terms, and then I like duck and like point at Mr. Succubi.
It would seem that
Incubator?
you've made a grave error. Good luck.
Good.
What was back here, Arthur? Out of curiosity.
That was like cushions. It seemed kind of like they set up a love nest there. Didn't seem like it had seen much use other than someone rolling around on the ground. There was definitely a treasure chest in there, overflowing with treasure. All right,
Okay.
so here's the situation, Daka. This guy is now starting to get annoyed. Finley is starting to get choked, and Kelly is smiling at you as he's doing it. The creature says, "Now you have offended me. I am here trying to reward you for your efforts in freeing me, and yet you persist in treating me as if I am an enemy. You will get on your knees and apologize to me, or your friend will suffer the consequences of your negligent misbehaviors. Do it now."
Do it, Ducker.
Agram, do you have any Hunter's Mark left?
Oh yeah.
All right, I'll do it in the hopes that Agram will Hunter's Mark and will begin to start damaging this guy.
I just want to be clear, you can put the hunter's mark on him, but it will never trigger because the arrows will never hit him.
Oh, fuck.
The arrow will simply
I think-
pass through. He's ethereal
Yeah,
planed.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only person that could hurt this guy out of the party with my weapon, the magical one.
Could just shoot Kelly.
I'm going to begin insulting the fuck out of this guy.
Okay. Make a intimidation check. What's your end goal here?
I want him to hit me so I can hellish rebuke him.
Interesting call. Interesting call.
Oh, fuck.
He's not.
Yeah, well, you don't
intimidated.
even have good-looking nipples.
Dude,
Yeah,
tieflings
Okay.
have nipples?
I mean, this guy
They
has
probably
nipples.
do.
The picture has nipples.
Fuck.
All
I just
right.
wanted- I just
So
wanted to
this
hit me.
creature floats through you, Finley. It's super uncomfortable. I mean, you're already struggling and being choked. Kelly, it arrives behind you and puts its hand on your shoulders and begins whispering in your ear and says, "I'm actually curious as to what you have to say for your companions. I'm in the right mind to have you slaughter each of them, but perhaps you have something to say in their regards? Is there some reason I shouldn't destroy all of them right now?" You're allowed to answer under your free will. He's not directly controlling you at this moment, beyond the command to hold Finley.
Am I aware that if I don't say anything good about, I mean, if I don't
Oh yeah,
convince
this
him,
this guy will fucking kill everybody in this room.
right? Okay, I sort of like lean like my head towards him, and I'm just like, these people have been very good, and anything. If anything, they are the companions that we need, that I need, in order to fulfill my life the way that it should be. Please don't harm them.
Make a persuasion check.
Wow.
Jesus.
It's the one time that it doesn't work for me. I've been pretty good with persuasion. I mean, no, not persuasion, perception.
So
I
as
guess
you're
it's-
leaning your head towards him, he reaches out and grabs your head and wrenches it towards him and becomes ethereal, or unbecomes ethereal, and kisses you on the forehead. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw real quick. Okay. There is the most pain you have ever experienced in your body. You're a half-orc, and so you can survive a large amount of pain before dying. If you were not able to keep your wits about you, this would have definitely killed you. Instead, you only take 11 points of damage.
Okay.
In the process, the charm is broken. Everything you've been doing up to now makes no sense to you. You're currently choking Finley to death, and you're like, what the fuck am I doing to Finley?
All right. So I will use all of my class resources in one turn to hurt this man as much as possible.
Okay, let's make an initiative roll to see who goes first.
Okay. $16.
All right. You have free fire on him, sir.
Yeah, sword drawn.
Okay.
First action is to swing the serpent steel sword.
Understood. Show me your power.
That's no good.
You go for this guy. He just grabs the sword and is like, he's got it between two fingers, and he's like, this, you believe this will hurt me? And he like pushes it aside, and you catch it before it goes too far. Does this even qualify as being a magic weapon?
I will then Finley, you're next to me, yeah?
Yeah.
You don't have any magical weapons though, right?
No.
You're the only one.
Okay. Yeah.
That's why you're the only
I
one in this
will-
combat.
Yeah, I will
Yeah.
okay, I will what is it? War Priest on my bonus action.
Okay.
For another attack.
Sure.
That's a bit better.
All right, that will hit. It seems to be effective.
There we go.
Crank that shit.
I mean, this is your personal fight music now, Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it. All right, then I action surge.
Yep.
Which gives me another attack.
I now imagine that your whole fighting style has changed to be a lot of circular motions and sweeping
Yeah.
cuts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh, there we
Another
go.
hit.
And then I will War Priest with my bonus action.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
That'll do it.
Sick.
That'll hit.
Yeah.
You have drawn blood repeatedly, and so your sword is satisfied. This creature turns ethereal and leaps into the air, disengaging from you, and floats up through the ceiling.
How dare you make me question these things? These things. I turned back to the party and was like, I think he's gone.
Mm-hmm. We've made a terrible mistake.
It'll be fine.
This is not the work of an enemy stand.
So tell me about this room, Arthur. What have we got?
You're looking inside the chest of collected
Sure,
treasures.
yeah. Mhm.
There is way more than you are capable of carrying. Even your backpack won't be able to carry this much if Gygax wasn't in it. There is 2,200 copper pieces, 1,100 silver pieces, 70 gold pieces, 2 jaspers, 1 moonstone, and 1 sardonyx.
Are they like gems?
They are gems. All of the coins are old. They have begun to show great age. I mean, they are... Something has stopped them from decaying, or else they literally would not exist right now, but they're still quite old, and their minting is both in the Elven age and in the Elven script.
Okay. Anything else in here at all?
Beyond some very nice pillows and cushions, a duvet. No.
Okay. That's a lot of copper pieces. We probably don't need that much copper.
That's 22 gold. And copper.
So we can take the gold.
Silver, gold, jasper, moonstone, sardonic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems
Okay.
reasonable.
Stuff it into a backpack. Whose bag is carrying this stuff?
You can probably split it between us to make it easier to carry.
Well, we need to split it with the man out front.
Yeah, but we need to
perhaps
first.
Perhaps we should just split the coinage with him and keep the gems ourselves. Yeah.
Sure.
So
you're forking over to him 5,500 SP and 35 GP, and you're pocketing the gems.
Yep.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check.
I mean, we can pack the bags however we want.
That's correct. Make a deception check instead. Let's see if anybody... Let's have the whole party make a group deception check. 2 people will need to succeed, or else your guilty consciences will get the best of you. Finley!
Hey!
Wow. You, as a
Garbage.
group, collectively failed. Daka is the only one able to keep a straight face. The rest of you are
Wait,
doing...
the DC was 13?
Yep.
I thought it would be 10. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
The rest of you are like an episode of Lie to Me. You're looking up and to the left. Sweat drips down your brow. You shift.
Did I have one of the gems? Could I sneak one of the gems with this?
Sure.
Sick.
I feel like each of you could have taken one of the 50 gold piece gems. So the farmer picks up the 3 other gems from the 3 of you and goes, "Now, boys, I don't know why you tried to trick me. They're worth a terrible lot of money, but compared to a sheep, they aren't worth that much. I'm going to give them back to you, but I'm not going to give you a good review.
Fine.
I will, however, take my 5,500 silver pieces and my 35 gold pieces. That's retirement
that's
money
what
right there.
That's what we gave him, so.
Yeah, exactly. Right. He's just saying, like, I'm keeping my money.
Yeah.
On the way out of this place, could I get Egram to like talk to the virtual intelligence thing?
Sure.
Just to be like, is there?
So is that like? Yeah. Sorry, real quick. Is there like a silk scarf that I can take of this guy?
Yep. You want to keep
Cool.
a memory
I'll take
of the times you spent together?
I mean, I would like a lasting impression from this because this charm. It was a one. It was like a fucking full on thing.
Yep.
I think there might even be like
You got Stockholm syndrome after 1 minute, huh?
not so much a Stockholm syndrome, but like more like I don't know how to how to word this without maybe seeming offensive, but like he's developed a taste. Now.
Okay. No. Yeah.
He has questions now.
Yeah. And so I imagine his taste would just be mostly like muscular men, I
Yeah,
would say.
exactly. I mean, look, man,
Yeah.
you didn't even know what you liked until you found out you liked it.
Exactly. Yeah. So there you go. That's why he's taking a little memento more than anything.
But like, maybe if I could convince Egram to ask the VI if there's like a escape protocol.
Open a support ticket.
Yeah, you're like,
All right, Agram, you
Just
appear yourself in front of the
emergency.
platform. The flickering blue hologram appears and says, "Hello."
We were wondering for no real reason. Is there a containment? If containment is breached, is there a protocol for that?
Do you wish to activate quarantine protocol?
How long does that take?
It will take effect immediately.
Okay, can you delay that by like a minute?
No. Do you wish to initiate quarantine protocol?
Am I the only one in here? Or is anybody else in here with me?
I'll probably be there with you.
Where is
Yeah,
everybody else when this conversation is happening?
Well, because
Probably-
Because I assume we won't be able to leave if you initiate this thing, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So, I mean, what benefit do we have to turning it on?
yeah.
The guy who's
The thing's already out,
free is clearly already gone.
and the other two things don't give a shit. Well, one doesn't
other-
give a shit.
The other three things don't give a shit. So
There's more information if we ever need to come back for a
true.
reason.
Yeah.
and if the farmer ever, comes down here to see if there's more, he'll get killed. So
We will. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. There's no
Do you
reason.
wish to initiate quarantine protocol?
That's a big negative.
Understood.
That's weird as fuck, though.
Do you have any further queries?
No, I do not. And have a nice day.
Understood.
I'm gonna piss off back
Okay.
to the surface.
We just found the fantasy version of Nest.
That's a name I've not heard in a while.
Dude, I've been watching
Wow, man.
the RE2 remakes and streams, and it's bringing it all back.
That's what I said earlier. Was it the the movies was it where they chops that guy into little pieces or whatever?
What the fuck?
One of the Resident Evil movies, doesn't that one guy get it's the lasers or whatever, laser grid?
Oh yeah.
Probably.
You're all going to die down here, and then it starts killing dudes.
The Red Queen.
Yeah.
Man, that whole movie series is kind of a weird.
Yeah. It
Current.
is.
I mean, the whole game series is kind of weird.
Yeah, but the movie's based on the games, but not really based on the games. Just kind of like a Mila Jovovich and her husband excuse to make movies.
Look, I'll
Look,
watch
let me tell you
Jovovich
something.
kill
When they made a
whatever.
game where a guy who survived the zombie apocalypse ended up being a bodyguard to the president's daughter, that shit was weird. And somehow she ended up in the middle of Romania during another zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, they're not very good at that, are they?
They're not very good at plot lines.
Yeah.
It's fucking
the game
confusing.
was fun though. The game was
Watch
fun.
I didn't, yeah.
Anyway,
really
what's the plan from here? Because I don't think
Great
we can
question.
do anything about this.
You are on the 11th day of the month. It's late in the afternoon.
Did we do everything we did last time?
Yes.
Okay,
Except bring Aardvark along. You did that differently.
right.
Because you didn't bring Aardvark along.
And we haven't gone to the city yet, the major city. So
You haven't gone to the Tavern City. That's
yeah.
just inside your range. If you were to leave now, you can make it there.
Okay. So what I think we should do, guys, is maybe take a wander and go see these demons. What do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Because if we're still seeking information about this tattoo, demons would be good.
Yeah, fuck it.
I don't know if anyone has ever in the history of demonology ever said demons would be good, but okay.
But the elves that have more information about these things, the living elves anyway, are beyond the demons anyway. So we need.
Right.
Well, technically, you have seen maps. You could go to Fort Kuso before it falls, and head east into the Dwarven Empires, and then north through the Sunpath Empire, and reach the Elves without going through Orc or Demon lands. It would be a longer road, but one not filled with Orcs or Demons.
Do we know that demons would be instantly hostile to us?
No.
I mean, the orcs we talked to that we got that information from are like, oh, they're pretty chill dudes. They're like, wow, they sound way better than the humans we've been coming into contact with.
Exactly, right? And they would, they're all about information collection and stuff. So maybe we might be able to.
Well, remember,
learn
those orcs were not, they were a different brand of orcs. Those orcs were from the very far north orcish village collection called the Clans of the Flow. There are demon-sided orcs between here and there.
Mm-hmm.
They could be, you don't know anything about them. They could be quite different. They could be exactly the same.
Could be total dicks, just like the humans.
They could be XP farm though.
Yeah, I'm okay going through the demon stuff. I think that'll be fine.
I mean,
if it is too much, then we can, go the other way.
there's enough stuff in that vicinity to where we can, scare up some trouble, I'm sure. So I'm all for it.
Brian?
Yeah, demons.
Yeah, all right, cool. So we'll head up, Arthur.
Okay, you are traveling. Are you stopping at the small settlement where the inn is and where Daka died to the succubus?
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, you could always talk to that succubus again. She seemed pretty open to talking. Maybe we can find some information about Bad Boy.
No, she was open to talking about taking my firstborn child as a dragon, dragon, whatever.
I know, but she's working as a call girl, so she must be open to having conversations.
There are plenty of people that pay ladies of the night not for sex. It's a surprising occurrence.
But the reason that we did the reason that it was her is because she was super down with that. So I don't think she knows too much about anything else.
Okay.
I want to remind you that she had just arrived that very day, which is in the future and not now.
Yeah.
When
Okay,
you
fair.
arrive in town, things go kind of similarly, except Kelly doesn't present a patent of knighthood. You're shaken down for a silver piece to enter the town, and there's recruiting calls for the Fort Kuso, asking for people to come aid in its defense. There could be attacks soon. Are you going to the same inn that you were at last time?
Is that the one with the halfling party?
It was filled with halflings. It was
Yeah.
called the Lazy Archer, and it was run by an innkeeper named Brienne Leaf.
All right, somebody get out the balloon and string.
Well, this is not the inn that was like the magical portal inn, or
No,
that was
that
in
is
the city.
the
that was okay. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
in the major city.
This is the one where Daka hung that dude out the window or whatever.
This is the
Right,
one where
right,
you got a private room on your own dime with Aardvark.
Yes.
All right, so just so everyone knows, that's the split from the hall that we got.
Cool.
That's not including the gemstones.
Well, Daka walked away with his gemstone, no problem.
Yeah, but the guy gave us back the gemstones.
I know, but Daka smuggled his gemstone out. No one would ever know.
They're all 50 GP each, so we can just
Indeed.
all keep one each.
Oh, yeah. So just, do we add the gold to, do we add the gemstone to the inventory, or do you add it to gold, Arthur? How do you want to do that?
I would keep the gemstones in gemstone form
Okay.
because you can use them for stuff.
All right. Do you guys want me to hang on to that then?
Sure.
That's fine.
Okay.
Same inn should be fine. I'm not really.
Yeah, I mean, you were only accosted by that one guy because he overheard Finley talking to somebody or something, right? Wasn't it something like that?
Yeah, as long as we can stay discreet and keep to ourselves, then it should be pretty easy sailing.
So you are going to the same inn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. When you arrive, the halflings are not there. something has changed within here. Something is not the same. However, I would point out you are actually several hours later than last time. Brienne Leaf comes out and greets you to an empty hall and says, "Ha! Finally, customers."
Rough day.
Well, there were some rowdy halflings in earlier, but I had to kick them out. They weren't doing anything useful, causing trouble. Storm's coming, if you'd like to stay the night.
We would.
Yep, we'd like to do that.
I suppose you'll be wanting rooms?
Yes,
Would you like one or several?
several.
And meals as well?
Yes, please, and drink.
How do you feel about steamed eel? Or would you prefer the sausages?
I look at the grill and I'm like, sausages. Sausages.
Oh, yeah, you got this flashback to like the big eye.
That's right, I forgot about that. She says, I'll have 4 plates of steamed sausage and watercress for you. Tankards of ale with each be 1 silver piece. Might I inquire what quality of room would be satisfying to you?
One with a bed.
Very well.
How
And a
about
locked door.
a comfortable bed?
So for anybody that wants just a bed, it's 5 silver pieces for the room, and a comfortable bed is 8 silver pieces.
Got it.
There's literally no difference there. So
Yeah, might as well.
I took the comfortable bed.
Yeah.
that's a normal bed. As long as there's a locked door, it doesn't bother me.
The room is nice, Finley, but it's not as nice as the one you had last time.
That's okay. I'm not trying to impress Aardvark this time around.
Do you all want to start an alcohol tab here of any kind?
Hells yes.
Oh shit, yeah.
No, Daka already has a headache.
Yeah, if I get, I want to, Arthur, is there a way to check if I get wasted tonight?
Yeah. We'll do Constitution saving throws for everybody.
Oh boy.
So let me ask you a question. How much is each of you imbibing?
I'm gonna take quite a lot. I've got some thinking to do, and
I mean, a fair amount, enough to put a large human on their ass multiple times over. Just dwarven things.
So like a light dwarven buzz then.
I'll do 4 drinks.
I'll only have 2 tankards of jet fuel, okay?
Okay, make your rolls. Kelly, you pass. Finley, you pass as well.
Oh yay!
4 drinks is not a lot.
Even for me?
I mean, are you drinking halfling sized or are you drinking human sized?
No, they were like pints.
Yes. Okay, then you're actually fucking trashed.
Sweet.
Daka has like maybe 1 with a bunch of water as well.
No
because
need to
last
roll.
Time was
Finley, let me ask you a question. Are you the kind of drunk that vomits everywhere, that you fall asleep? What happens when you're wasted? I'm so wasted right now, guys.
Yeah, it's probably like a white girl wasted situation, with some singing and like hanging on to people like, you're amazing. You're amazing.
Kelly, I love the feeling of your arms around me. Your arms are so pillowy and warm.
You were hugging me so tight down there, and I just want you to know. I want you to know. It hurt, but like it hurt in a good way.
I think I understand.
Finley hangs himself out the window.
I would like to point out that the dwarf doesn't roll for anything except when it comes to drinking and gambling.
And fighting.
Don't worry, he doesn't roll good at fighting, and that's what really matters.
Yeah, but drunk fighting, I mean, whatever.
You did that one time when you had like screaming profanity arrows.
Yeah, it does. I gotta get some more of those. Those are good.
Yeah.
So, when everyone goes to bed, Arthur,
Uh-huh.
I would like to go out and go visit the brothel.
Very well. What are you looking for? It's not like they have everything you could possibly imagine here. It's not that big enough town, but they've got a selection.
I would like to investigate this new taste that he has.
Okay. Yeah. This
So,
new
this
taste that you have is going to end up costing you something along the lines of 2 gold pieces a night.
That's fine. I don't know how eager he is to go into it, but he's
They help you through it. They're private, discreet.
Yeah.
This isn't the first time they've done this kind of thing.
yeah. Now, this is a weird request because I don't know how to handle this, but is there like a roll to see how much he liked it or whatever?
Yeah,
Because
you can make that decision on
All
your
right,
own.
yeah.
I'm not going
I
to
don't
roll
know.
for hotness either. I'm not
I was
Koibu.
waiting.
No,
for
no.
I'm not Koibu.
Hotness.
It's not happening. I did it one time and I felt
Hotness.
disgusting afterwards.
No, yeah, no, I don't need anything like that. So let me be clear here. I'm not asking for like weirdness stuff here.
Right.
I'm just
Understood.
trying to
If
give. like,
you are
an
the
idea.
sole decider of how much you like this or not.
All right, okay. I would still like to leave it up to a little bit of chance.
Very
so
well.
I'll do a D10 here and 5 higher. Whatever.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Did not enjoy it apparently.
No, I was the opposite was.
Oh,
What I
you
was
like it a lot then. This is your thing now.
Like it's almost like a deviancy or something like that. Like
Deviancy. You just offended a fuck ton of people.
Well, no. What I'm saying is like, it's so different from what he would have.
Ah,
Like,
I see.
normally,
This is
you know
a
what I mean?
totally new experience for you.
Yeah, and he like it's one of those things that he doesn't like it, but he likes it. If that makes any sense, like he doesn't feel,
No, but I'll agree
Has
that
control
that's a
over
thing that you
where-
believe.
yeah. That's how I'm gonna go with it. It's kind of like I don't think I need to describe it anymore. I don't feel comfortable describing it,
That's
but
fine.
that's how he looks at it. It's his secret shame. So yeah, that's how I look at that.
I was gonna make a real bad joke there, but
It's sticky territory, but this is
let's
what
get-
happens
I mean,
when
it's-
you roll. So here's the thing: I've rolled 2 1s regarding this thus far. You know what I mean? Like, so as far as I'm concerned, it's it's stuck now. So
when all of you wake up in the morning, Kelly is not in his room. Breakfast is served for you. It's been included in your fare. It's actually much nicer than what you got last time. It's steamed oxen with some cheese and a nice glaze sauce made with maple syrup.
nice.
Yum. Hourly Canadian.
Also, she sets out shots of rum and glasses of beer for each of you.
I'll like look at her like gratefully, be like, "What changed?"
Well, storm last night blew through and luck turned. I had a good game last night.
Thank you, then.
No problem. Where's your friend? I didn't see him come back.
Oh, he'll turn up. He sometimes needs some alone time, whether it's fishing or whatever.
He's sorting through his feelings.
Mm.
Finley, you feel super comfortable right now. You had a feather bed mattress. Oh,
Yeah, I feel good.
oh, it was fantastic. This cheese, super fresh, extra
It melts
melty.
in my mouth.
Yeah, no, oh, it melted before it ever got to your mouth. Oh.
Oh.
That oxen is warm.
Mm.
it smells bad on the inside.
Really? That sounded like your Atomikspoon impression right there.
Wow. Wow. Come on. Even I don't sound that bad. Damn.
No, that is my Agrim impression.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Kelly, you burst through the door. You got breakfast set out for you.
Good. I sit down. No, I'm not in my armor or anything like that. By the way, I'm not wearing that right now. So
Yeah. Brienne Leaf just looks over everybody and then sets out a shot of rum and a glass of beer for you, and then kind of putters to do something else in the room away from you all. Give you some privacy.
Cool. I'll just continue eating.
Yeah, it's awkward silence in here.
Not really
Probably less
awkward.
awkward silent. Everybody's just busy eating.
It's probably like the same because in Daka's eyes, like everyone is their own person. They're adults.
You're grown ass. He's a grown ass, half orc.
Grown ass half orc or
Do whatever he
are
wants.
you full orc or half orc?
I think he's half orc.
Half. There's no full orcs in this. Yeah, it's character creation. So
Yeah, but Daka assumes everyone is their own person. They can, if they want to bring up some topics, they will. If they don't, they don't.
so demons, huh?
Yeah. To be clear on this particular, I'm not siding with the demons.
Not
Stubborn
yet,
Black.
anyway.
Stubborn Black. I assume he needs to die.
Well, if that frees us from this, then sure.
There are other reasons as well, but yeah,
I personally dislike him.
there's a personal vendetta.
He wears too much cologne.
Oh god, I hate those people.
He smells like Old Spice.
Just
7
walk
out
through
of
a
10 hours.
cloud
a
of
day.
perfume, and it's like, so this is what the trenches were like.
Wow. Wow.
Just friggin' pour a whole bottle of Boss cologne and then go on an airplane.
I've just walked behind people before. I walk by them and my eyes burn, and it's just like, just why? They have to have something wrong with the sense of smell, because any sane person would be like, that's way too much. So anyway,
So let me ask the party, what is your plan here? You're just gonna walk north until you reach some place
Probably
where the
to
people are
this
not human?
place.
so we're going to
So
we're
you're going
up to
right here?
Fort Coosa, right? Is that where we're headed? And then
Yeah, so we have a clear direction to go. Don't
To
we?
the crossroads at Fort Cuso and then up towards this thing. and
So
then
this isn't Fort Coosa right here.
no, this is Fort Cuso, but
Yes.
the crossroads.
There is a crossroads there. There's like a keep town.
Yeah, and then we head north from the Keep Town then.
Okay, so that keep town is slightly. If you want to push your cart, you can get there in one day. If not, it's more like a day and a half.
Oh yeah, we'll get there in one day.
Do we have a
Yeah.
frame of reference for, how long it took for the attack on Kuso to happen? I'm assuming word probably
Do you
still
remember?
spread. See, I don't know how many days it was.
So we were in Magna when it was happening. So
Yeah.
But we also got to the inn later than before because we stopped to
hmm
deal with the armor. I mean, we've never been to that town before, have we?
You have not.
Yeah, but I think, had
So-
word spread down pretty quick about Kuso and all that.
Well, we'll probably find out pretty soon because it's right beside.
I'm just trying to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All I can say is, I think I'm pretty good about telling you guys what date it is. So take notes. Or
have it.
alternatively, you could take the Keen Mind feat, which lets you remember. Your character remembers basically everything forever.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you didn't tell us. I'm just saying I'm dumbass forgot.
Yeah. I need to organize the note sheet into like a spreadsheet with like times, locations, NPCs.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
that.
we need to time stamp it too by game date as well.
Yeah.
Death date, which loop you're in.
Yeah.
That's what I have.
Yeah.
So, I need the 2 rangers to make survival checks as you travel north.
Do it.
do it.
There's a 25 work for you.
Buddy.
I don't know how
Yeah,
we
25
make
works
one.
real fucking good for me. But more importantly, it
feel
works good for
good.
you. Now, can Daka show me the power of his rolls?
It's a flat. Nope.
Okay. Several times Agrim has you hold up and allow wild animals to pass in front of you. At one point, it kind of seems like there might be something shadowing your group, following along beside you in the woods. But everything basically passes without incident. You barely slow down, and you make it to the keep town at the eastern border before night falls. There's no people trying to hassle you for coin in order to enter the town. The guards simply perfunctorily ask as you approach, as they're preparing to close up for the night. Ho there! You're the last travelers coming in. You got anything of value in that wagon? Merchants, perhaps?
Just traveling to sell swords.
Sell swords with the wagon. Are you looking for work? I have a request for someone very similar to what you are saying.
It depends if it's heading in the same direction we are and what the quest is, I guess.
Fort Kuso in the Dwarven Kingdoms.
What do they need?
They're hauling salt. It's a Pathian hauling salt through the Dwarven lands all the way back home. He's got a trade pass, fairly rare. Looking for protection. Willing to pay a pretty good price. Salt's, well, I'm sure I don't need to tell you the market's up.
This actually might be useful. I don't know. What do you guys think? We can knock off a couple of gaining XP along the way, but we're also taking the long way around to get to where we need to go, right? So
we can hit up some like dwarf lands, and we got a dwarf with us, so it might be easier than heading through demon lands.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna inform you guys real quick that this is not me throwing a quest at you. This is always going to be here. I had written this guy to be here when you first arrived.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with you guys heading to the Northern Lights. If you still want to go that way, please feel free. I'm not trying to railroad you in any direction.
No, I get that.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm okay with that because that qualifies for scripted XP stuff or whatever. So I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to, especially, it's probably the next timeline, because there's going to be one. We were probably going to do the other thing anyway. So if we alternate, change them up, then it doesn't really, So
okay.
Why not?
Yeah. Well, this sounds like something we can take on.
I think so.
And Fort Kuso was right fucked up last time, so maybe there's a big fight. Lots of XP coming.
Yeah, maybe.
In the background, the Attack on Titan theme just starts playing.
And then we spend an entire week talking about a hole in the wall.
They do seem obsessed with that wall. He tells you, head to the eastern end of town. You're looking for an inn called the Wanton Fool. Ask for Dury.
Dury.
Yes.
Thank you.
Dury Zarazan.
God bless you.
That's her name.
Oh. So we'll go do that. We'll find this in.
They will wave you into the town. This town is very different from all the other towns you've been in so far. So each one that you've been to has had somewhat similar architecture, except for Magnar, which has been very different than the small villages. This place is it's similar to Magnar in that everything is built out of sturdy material, but this is built entirely out of stone. No brick, no concrete, no mortaring. It's just stacked stone. Someone has perfectly shaved and balanced these stones so that it will work without anybody slapping some mortar in between it and holding it together. The roads here are all wood lined. So someone has taken large planks of wood, reinforced them somehow, and just made all of the roads out of them. They're covered in mud and dirt. They look disgusting, but they're solid and easy to walk on.
Yeah, maybe they get a lot of carts and stuff going through here.
Oh, they certainly do. As you travel through the town, it looks like it has thousands, perhaps maybe 10,000 residents here. There's everything in this town seems to support a martial life. Smitheries, refineries, forges, schools where technical learning is being put. Even young children are being taught at places, establishments, open fields where there are little blacksmith hammers, where they're being taught physical ability and creation. Everyone here looks healthy and strong and well fed, which has been very different from anywhere else you've been, it would appear that the border towns are extremely well taken care of in the Magnate.
Is it? What about like magic salesmen and stuff like that?
There is a wizard's tower in the very center of the town. It is 4 stories high and appears to be able to look out in every direction. As you pass near it, going through the center of town, there is someone outside hawking wares.
Okay. I'm specifically looking for rings and stuff like that.
Yeah, you speak with the young man. He
Or a
seems to be...
sword, or like even potentially getting Brian a magical dagger of some description might actually be really useful too.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to have something.
So when you get like magical bows, you need to have. Is it magical arrows or is it magical bows?
They make the arrows magical when they fire them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alternatively, there are magic arrows that when you fire them, they have like arrows of dragon death or whatever that instantly kill dragons that are hit by them.
Okay. All right. That's good. So any sort of magical weapons that we can make the rest of the party more useful against spirits and stuff like that as well.
So you speak to this young man. He's sandy hair, kind of unkept. Definitely looks like he didn't comb it this morning. Bedhead, sleepy eyed, dark circles underneath, but trying to appear cheerful. Says, rings! Oh, rings. We've got rings. We even have some uncursed rings as well. I think we might have a dagger in stock, but no bows. No bows. Crossbow,
what is the dagger?
perhaps. I'm not sure, honestly. If you'd like to take a step inside, the master can speak with you.
Very well.
I'd like to learn more about it.
Okay. So he gestures to the tower and says, welcome then. Welcome to Harleman's Tower, or as some have called it, the Iron Watch.
So we're looking for magical implements, swords, daggers.
Yeah, he opens the door. The inside is definitely bigger than the outside. For one thing, it's a circular tower, and the inside is a square. He gestures for you to enter in and says, please, the master will be with you shortly. If you need anything, just speak out loud and it will be brought to you.
Wine.
So you see a wine bottle just like get up in the corner and begin floating as if someone is carrying it towards you.
Oh.
And then it like stops in front of you, and it's like just the bottle is like going like this in front of you.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Take a
It's
pull of
not
wine.
that good. You know, it seems a little young, dark
I
red.
like go to put it back in the air, you know, like
When you go to
like
do
that.
that, you feel something take it from you weakly.
Thank you.
All right, the bottle begins moving its way back across the.
Mage hand.
No, it's actually Unseen Servant.
Oh.
He's literally unseen. After a few minutes of settling in here, the shop has numerous display cases for rings. Not everything in here is magical. In fact, there's a lot of historical artifacts and cultural iconography, gatherings from all around the world and different time periods. Elven man, thin, gaunt, with green hair, which seems rather unusual, but it's slicked back and it's got that swooshy thing that comes up in the back as well. Clearly he spent some time setting that up. Comes down and says, welcome to the Iron Watch. I am Harleman the, Iron.
It's good to meet you, Hal the Iron.
Harleman.
My name is Kelly.
It's Harleman. Kelly.
Hello, Hollerman.
It's still Harleman.
Hollerman. I'm
You're having a
My
lot
name's-
of trouble with this.
Hollerwin.
It's Elven. I can understand.
Yeah.
Harleman. It's not that.
Har.
Harla?
Why don't you just call me R?
Har.
It's very
yeah.
easy for your
like that.
non-elvish tongues.
I like that.
Mhm.
Are we all in here?
Yes. I mean, if you want to
And
be
then-
here, you're here.
And then Agram goes full elven.
Yeah, I was about to say, I just, give him a reply back in Elvish.
Ah, someone who speaks a civilized tongue. Welcome, welcome.
I like to think of myself as a decently learned type. Lots of reading.
I see, of course. Are you looking for anything in particular in this particular instance? Perhaps something from the ancient Elven period? Perhaps Dwarven recovery? I have a book of grudges that just came in last week.
Dagger, the rings, bows, magical variety.
I
Any
do
artifact?
have a dagger of venom that my apprentice just managed to perfect.
Well, that sounds interesting.
It is quite interesting. So he pulls out a wickedly curved elven dagger. It's almost like a miniature scimitar, except the back of the blade is wavy. And it has a gold inlay of two snakes chasing each other down the back end of the weapon. There's also a gem set in the hilt. And as he turns it over, you notice a thick, black, viscous liquid begins forming from out of the snake's mouths and coating the weapon. And he says, well, it's magical, so of course it will be able to penetrate certain resistances and barriers, but it also is capable of generating a poison. It's deadly to most humans and most creatures, in fact. In fact, a single nick from this poison would be able to kill the vast majority of people in the world. Many adventurers like yourselves would easily resist its power, but it will be overwhelmingly effective against the rabble who might threaten you.
Sounds very affordable.
Well, affordable is a word I would use for this weapon. I have several other weapons here that might be outside of your price range, but this one, let's talk.
Okay.
What do you have to offer for such a experimental treasure such as this?
Well, seeing that it is experimental in nature, and
Indeed.
know,
I don't
now-
deny any of that.
what sort of testing regimen has it gone through?
I have stabbed several chickens with it.
Oh. Well, I don't really fight many chickens.
The spell of Identify has correctly ascertained its properties, and I, as an expert in this particular art, will certify and guarantee it to the point of offering a double buyback should it fail on you.
How do you feel about 100 gold pieces?
How do you feel about 600 gold pieces?
Not good.
Truly?
I mean, out of character, we can afford 600 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Can we?
And the thing, yes, we can. I have 350 on me right now.
Oh,
I have
okay.
315, yeah.
So
how do you feel about 450 gold pieces?
For such a rare weapon.
I do not disagree that it's rare, but you must understand that even though it's been certified by someone with your great knowledge and expertise, it really has only killed chickens.
Would you prefer a weapon that had a more interesting history?
Well, it depends. What type of history are we talking?
Well,
And again, does this weapon fit my stature?
I am
like this
hesitant to.
dagger.
Oh, all magical weapons will resize themselves to your particular sizing within reason, of course. You couldn't just give this thing to a Tyrannosaurus Rex or a storm giant. It would not be properly sized.
what's a Tyrannosaurus Rex?
An ancient creature. So, as he says that, he makes a flicking gesture and creates an illusion of a skeletal Tyrannosaurus Rex.
That's awesome.
Yes, this is actually only at a quarter of its actual size.
Like, you saying it's 18 times bigger than this?
No.
Something like that.
Wait, 25 times bigger?
No, 4.
4 times. You were close. So
Okay.
this other item, please discuss.
It is called the Dragon Slayer. It
Oh, I
has
like
slain 2 wyverns and at least a dozen dragonborn, and was used to battle the gold dragon unsuccessfully. I received it from him myself as a gift for my services.
From the gold dragon?
Indeed, the gold dragon nests in the dwarven lands, advising them of wise course of action, and requested my personal aid. As an emissary from these human lands, I was more than happy to help bridge the gap between human and dwarf on behalf of the gold wise one.
So it's called the Dragon Slayer, but it hasn't killed any dragons.
It has killed several creatures with draconic lineage.
And
No one has ever killed a dragon. That's ridiculous.
Is it a sword?
It is a sword.
Interesting.
A short sword.
Now, what would you be asking for the short sword?
Well, I would say something in the line of 1,000 gold pieces.
I like the dagger.
Are you sure? This weapon is so fiercely imbued with anti-draconian magic that it will give bleeding pustules that explode on contact wherever it leaves wounds.
I don't doubt the validity of those claims.
That's good, because I am, as I mentioned, a expert.
How much money do we have as a party? Real quick.
It's a great question.
Probably.
I have 370 gold pieces, I guess. In total.
Yeah, I've got just over 200.
Well, if you're using the inventory section, it'll calculate all your CP and silver and stuff like that up to the total.
205.
I have 201.8.
329.
So 201, you said. What was yours? Ducker? Andrew?
205.
And Agron, what was yours?
329.
Wow.
Or
Mr. Big
And
Spender.
I have 370. Plus we have the extra 200 from the not 200. How much is it?
150 from the gyms.
the gems.
Well, 200. We have 4 of them, don't we?
So
Yeah, that's
right
it.
around 1,300-ish.
Yeah, so 1,300. So if we really wanted to, perhaps we can get both of those swords. Does anyone here use short swords or swords or anything like that?
I mean, both the rangers technically use short swords, but that's not where we're most effective.
I mean, I definitely want that dagger.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing that's worth pointing out too, this other one that I have, the sword I have, is cursed, and I'm not sure. Like, it just does damage to me if I resheath it.
Without drawing blood.
Yeah.
And that's not so unmanageable. But what is, just out of curiosity, speaking in mechanical terms, what is the benefit of the short sword? You said it adds
I mean, you don't know
damage.
until you cast Identify on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You only have his word.
And were there any? What about bows or anything?
I'm afraid that we haven't been able to successfully commission any bows. Our entire
about
stock was
rings?
wiped out during the cold.
Rings?
I do have several rings. How do you feel about jumping or mind shielding?
Wow, that mind shield.
Mind shielding.
Really useful. That's interesting. Jumping, I'm not so sure. Is that just costs jump? Yeah.
Yes, you can cast jump as a bonus action.
Ring of Spring Hill Jack.
So when you all look at each other and begin expressing interest in the ring of mind shielding, he, like a shark, swims into the gap and is just like, I see you're aware of its effects. Immunity to being read of your mind, knowing your alignment, determining whether you're lying or your creature type. He like waves his hand and he's got a couple rings on it and he says, I wear one myself for protection. Perhaps the most interesting part of this ring is if you die while wearing it, your soul is ferried to the afterlife by the ring, safely. No one can intercept it or perhaps doom or damn you.
Huh. I think we all sort of lean back at that one and just like,
You could also remain in the ring indefinitely. Your soul comfortably there, able to communicate telepathically with anyone who wears it.
Oh my god, you could do that to just fuck with people. I would.
You would wear
can
the
you
ring,
imagine-
kill yourself, and then remain in the ring for all time. Just to fuck with people.
No, I just imagine one of
I
us
just
wearing the
wear it.
ring and not coming back on the reset, right? And then someone wearing the ring and I just be like, hey, Vegeta. No.
Now, if you're looking for a more expensive ring, I have a ring of necrotic resistance and a ring of protection.
Yeah, that ring of protection would be good.
Yeah, ring of protection would be real good.
I could
has the
not
lowest
part
AC
with the
rating?
ring of protection for anything less than 2,500 gold pieces.
Yeah, I was afraid you were gonna say that.
They are extremely rare and valuable and are often bought by young officers.
Didn't we already have one though? And we
No.
bought it for like 800.
The
Yeah.
ring of protection.
Brian got to bring it.
Yeah, no, you. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. It's our like only.
I want to point out, ring of protection requires attunement, so you still have it right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
that's what I
does,
was
yeah.
thinking. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm wearing it. It gives me the +1 AC.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the best course of action for us is we haggle for this dagger,
Yeah.
and
Come back with money.
Well, I've been listening to
potentially we
you,
can-
gentlemen. It sounds as if you want the dagger and maybe the ring of mind shielding.
What did mind shielding do again?
It prevents immunity to reading your thoughts. People can't magically know if you're lying. They can't detect your alignment, and they can't detect your creature type.
So I can still
That's it.
charm you.
They can charm you. That is correct.
Oh, well, that's less useful then.
Can't detect your creature type. It looks like a man, but I'm going to say a bear.
You can use an action to cause the ring to become invisible. So you can pretend you're not
So
wearing
it's
it.
basically
ring.
like mind infiltration thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much.
Where they need to lie about something, then you can do
Or
it.
yeah, prevent interrogation, that sort of thing.
Well, I think it wouldn't be so bad trying to get both the sword and the dagger, to be honest with you. Mostly because in the event where your arrows are useless, one of you can use the sword still.
Yeah.
Probably still need money to stay at places though. So we can't
Well,
spend
I mean, we can haggle for both of them.
I will tell you what, gentlemen.
Hmm.
You have a particular sword crafted by my master.
Hmm.
I will trade you the Dragon Slayer and the Dagger of Venom for 1,100 gold pieces and that Serpent Steel sword.
Done.
He holds out his hand for like a handshake.
However, before we do that, I want to know the actual written purposes of both these weapons.
He says done and done.
Okay, so what's the sword?
So he turns and begins writing everything down for you. So, you know, it's not like wizards are like, it does, 10d6 damage, right? But they have observed the world around them, right? They know that things drop at 9.8 meters a second squared in acceleration. So in game terms, he's got a pretty good idea of the average amount of damage it does. Versus draconic type enemies, the Dragon Slayer deals an extra 3d6 damage and is a +1 weapon. versus anything. It's a magical weapon.
And it's,
versus
you
anything.
said it's a short sword?
It is a short sword.
Uh,
And the dagger of
weapon.
venom does everything he said it did.
Okay, so short sword. Where is that on this list here? Short sword 1d6, and I got a long sword right now, so it's 1d8. And then how much? Or what happens? What about haggling without giving up the serpent's teal sword?
Without that particular blade, I would say something closer to 1,500 gold pieces.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's so. The thing is, though, like the idea of giving up one magical weapon for another. So what we could theoretically do, if we really wanted to, was give you guys one of the swords, attune it, and then kill us.
Well,
that would
okay.
be
Just
that'd
so
be
I heard it. Well, I mean, just so I heard it right, the Sword of Dragon Slaying does extra damage only versus Dragonkin.
It's a
Yes.
+1 base, but it also
Oh,
does.
+1
Yes,
base. Okay,
plus one base.
I missed that part.
so, yeah.
But for Kelly, it would be it'd be a
It'd be a
step down.
downgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think just the dagger.
Just the dagger's
Yeah.
fine, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, right now, just because we could come across something, especially if we're going to head through dwarven lands. I mean, dwarves are
Mhm.
renowned smiths and make all sorts of shenanigans. So
Exactly.
Cool.
So
So I can give up 100 gold pieces for the dagger.
we can. I mean, we can just.
The dagger, his price is 550 gold pieces.
Right. No, I'm saying out of my stash, I can give up
Would you?
180.
I'll speak up and be like, would you do 400 gold pieces and some privileged information?
I am afraid that I don't deal in information.
Hmm.
Not
Too bad.
of the level that you might be interested in.
Look, I think it's a worthy investment to get another magical weapon in the group.
Yeah.
Really,
yeah.
like 500 is very little amount of money to pay for something that can
Yep.
at least give our
550.
biggest damage dealer something.
All right. So I'm putting 180 towards it.
I'll put 200 in.
What's the remainder on that?
270.
70. Yeah.
All right, I can put in 150.
I'll put in the difference.
That would be 120. Okay. You have one dagger of venom. This isn't a attunement weapon, so it won't stay with you when you time snap.
Okay. What is it still a 1d4 damage or
It is a dagger style weapon, so it's whatever a
Daggers,
dagger would do.
I think it's
But it
1d4.
also does +1 to attack and damage rolls.
Yep.
I believe it is.
So it's
or,
not magical then, huh?
It is magical.
It's magical. It's not attuned.
it's poison damage, I'm assuming?
It does regular damage, and then you can cause it to create poison, and the poison will deal poison damage.
Okay. So I'm just trying to set this up so it works.
There's a pop-up on the screen that you can see all the stuff. Or at least I can.
Yeah, I threw you guys a
Right.
handout.
I'll copy paste it in case you missed it. Or if it's a handout, then you can see it.
Huh?
So basically, when you go to add the dagger to your weapon,
Yeah.
what you need to do is put. I mean, I can open your sheet so I can take a look. I guess. Which one are you working on right now?
The original.
Original. So okay. Yeah, we can just continue. I'll help you with this while you're doing stuff. So
Oh, I see. Magic bonus +1.
yeah, that's all you do. Yeah,
Got it.
and you can use an action to create black poison, which
Right,
lasts a minute. So just got to remember that.
Got it. Okay.
Kind of a bummer it doesn't go with you when we snap, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Not everything is attunable.
Yeah, I didn't
All
realize
right.
that.
You conclude your deal with Harleman, and he says, "Gentlemen, it has been a fine honor bartering with you today. Can I offer you a bottle of my vintage wine? I've been experimenting in the basement with it. I believe you will find its taste to be magical.
Is that the one that Kelly already took a sip from?
No. So this is definitely like a white wine. You can see it's like bubbling, but it's bubbling in a pattern. So the wine is corked and closed, but the bubbles are going up one side and down the other in like a looping circle.
Sure, fuck it.
So on the side, it's written very poorly, Harleman's vintage. He's just like, I'm very proud of it. Please enjoy.
It's still in Elven, but it's in like Doctor's Elven.
Yeah, Dr. Elven. It's Scrawl.
Okay.
You conclude your business with Harleman unless there's anything else you'd like to do. Who knows? Maybe this rambunctious scamp would like to steal something, Finley.
No.
Okay.
No.
You haven't stolen very much in this campaign so far. I've been keeping my eye on you.
But it doesn't seem right now.
You're waiting until it feels right.
I was just saying, his biggest heist has been the fucking dwarf in the party. Yeah.
Or stealing from you, yeah.
Where would you like to go next?
That quest giver tavern, I guess.
You are headed to the... Oh shit, I already lost the name. Well,
Dury?
yes, you're heading to Dury. I just don't remember the name of the tavern she was at. And apparently I didn't write it down
Wanton Fool?
The Wanton Fool, thank you.
I got you. I already wrote it down.
The Wanton Fool, because
I was about
now...
to say, your memory's real good, but you wrote it down. So.
Yeah. That's what I was doing. While
I'm glad you did, because
crashing.
I was using a random generator, and I accidentally closed and reopened it, so now it has a new name there. You head to the Wanton Fool. It is very obvious who Dury is. There are 3 wagons. Each of them has painted a dwarf on the side of it. I don't know if you've been keeping an eye on the image rolls that have been going by on the overlays, but let me get you a copy of what this guy looks like. It is a dwarven guy dressed in like gold silks with piles of goods around him, who gives off an almost smug level of wealth around him. It's up to you whether this guy is a good businessman or just a huge asshole. Let me get the picture here. All right, got it. It's on Imgur now. Putting it in Twitch chat and on Roll20.
Oh.
So
he looks like a merchant to me.
This image is painted on the side of all 3 of the wagons that are preparing to move out in front of the Wanton Fool. And Dury is the young dwarven woman with twin-tailed beard going down. Agram, she seems healthy and relatively attractive. She's well padded in all of the areas that she should be. Her clothes are cut very well. She seems like she has money and a brain, and more or less she's actually kind of pushy with the people around her. She's micromanaging the loading and unloading of the wagons in a combination of very harsh common and even harsher dwarven.
Hello.
Who the fuck are you?
We heard that you are requiring...
Oh, of course. Some help.
Yes.
My apologies. I thought you were some sort of lack-witted human wandering around. Of course, my good man.
She's one of those chili potatoes kind of dwarfs.
I see that you have a wagon with you as well. Might I inquire, are you adventurers?
That's what we're here for. We're here to help.
You've come for the job then. Well, it will be a time, but I'll feed and pay you the whole trip. We'll be heading from here to Kuso with the salt that I've got loaded in here. And then we'll be headed through the Dwarven Principalities. I've got special permission from my father to head all the way through to the Sunpath Empire, where we'll be unloading it for a hefty markup.
And what are you expecting this will... What's our cut?
A cut is an excellent word for it. I'll be paying you 5 silver pieces a day, and each of you can take in 1% of the gross. I'm expecting a profit in the thousands range. you could become very wealthy as long as you're competent and loyal.
I like lean into Duck and was like, what did she mean by it's gross?
What they sell it for.
Ah, yes.
This is the thing where Dave knows exactly what I mean, but Kelly has no idea.
What percentage did they say? Like
1% for each of you.
Single
4%. I mean, normally hired hands wouldn't get a percentage of the final.
But it's
Indeed, they normally wouldn't, but she seems to be trying to buy loyalty.
It's a single digit on thousands. Is it like tens of thousands or just thousands?
It's not clear to you yet. Would you like to make an insight check?
Sure.
You cast a keen eye over the wagons and the amount of salt there. You aren't super clear on the local price of salt, but let's see how you do.
Average.
It could be in the 10,000 range. It's not entirely clear for you.
So 100 gold potentially is not bad. Plus the silver, whatever.
So I look at the rest of the help she's amassed. How many guards do you have?
Well, if you join, I'll have 4.
And this is a dangerous route?
Oh, no, it hasn't been dangerous for some time, but I'm trying to thread the needle, as it were. Get in there before the orcs strike. Normally, the salt would have been loaded and gone at the beginning of wet, but there was some sort of delay in the south. And
Daka will give Kelly a look like shit's about to hit the fan. We already know that.
Yeah, it's like, so you know about the orcs then, huh? Well, then you know about danger pay and upfront payment, that sort of stuff.
Danger pay is why you're getting a cut. I'd say the journey might last a whole 10 days, so I'm willing to forepay you 5 gold pieces. Could be longer, could be shorter. We'll negotiate it at the end if that is the case.
All right. I'm okay with
Unless there's something you know that I don't, and she begins staring at you super suspiciously.
You know about the upcoming assault, much like anyone else does. I assume you want to get on the road, and that's a wise decision to make.
Indeed.
But we don't. The big question we don't know is how quickly they're going to be assaulting the fort.
That's why I'm hoping that we won't have to fight at all. The more time we spend talking here and loading the salt, the less time we have to travel.
As long as we move quickly.
And what about camping and stuff? You have all the
like
appropriate needs.
I will provide for you tents and blankets, pillows, food. You'll need to bring your own alcohol, however. I run a dry caravan.
Just so you're aware, we're going to be...
That was a joke. It's a salt. Never mind.
When it comes to manual labor and stuff, you'll have to provide your own.
Indeed, I wouldn't want my guards touching the merchandise, nor would I want you distracted from your job.
Okay, then. I look at the group. What is everyone thinking?
Can you provide some reassurance of your competence?
I sort of look at her and I'm just like, what do you need?
What can you provide?
Well, I'm a cleric of Goosengoff.
Yeah, that's good enough.
I'm a ranger of the formerly the Underdark territories.
Yeah, no, okay. She's looking over to you guys and doesn't sense any deception from you, so she's like,
And
okay.
this is
Actual
Finley.
badasses.
I've got my soldier's insignia on me somewhere.
Yeah, she's starting to believe it, right?
I'm assuming kind of short tiefling, just like I'm with them.
I read the books.
Everyone needs one, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we're cool to accept this then. Yeah. What do you guys think? It seems like a pretty decent payday.
If nothing else, it's money, and if we it's XP and money if we make it. So
Plus, yeah, heading to the Dwarven territories would be new. It'll be new. Like maybe find out something about what's going on there. Plus, dwarves, in this universe are merchants and smiths and all sorts of other crazy stuff. So who knows what we'll be able to pick up.
I think that's dwarves in every universe.
Yeah, but I mean,
can you name one
mercantile
universe where dwarves aren't merchants and smiths? Let me ask you a question. Can you name a universe where any race isn't filled with merchants and smiths? Those tend to make up the bulk of everyone living.
Shadowrun?
Well, I would
You're
say
gonna tell me that there aren't some pharmaceutical reps in Shadowrun out there?
No, I mean like dwarves.
No,
They're
dwarves
they're not
are very.
in Shadowrun, aren't they?
Yeah, no, they are.
Oh,
Definitely.
great.
I was gonna say Kingdom Death Monster. Yeah, there you go.
Don't even talk to me about that game. Nope. I'm still mad.
All right. So
I had a group that played it, and we lost one battle, and they decided to upend the whole campaign, like 6 or 7 sessions in. I was so
really,
pissed.
I fucking love that game.
Yeah,
man. It's
I was
awesome.
like, let's keep going, and they were like, oh, we lost all of our original characters. How will we ever compensate? And I'm like, we'll hunt a fucking lion. We'll wear its skin, and we'll get back and kill a goddamn antelope. That's how we'll do it. And they're like, oh no, we'll never survive. I'm like, we got 30 people in this village. We could keep dying for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, look, I got okay news and some worse news for you. All right, boys? We're at the end of the session. That's the worst news. The okay news is that y'all are getting 450 experience points.
That's pretty chunky. Is that from the? Did we get experience from fighting Loverboy?
Not technically. You got the experience for killing all of those dude monsters. And then you got some for completing some secondary objectives.
You said 450?
450. I don't know how much you guys need to get to the next level. I don't think 450 is a huge
we need
amount
like
for you.
3,000.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be a lot. But...
I'm just over halfway there.
Yeah, so what's our
Yeah,
total?
I'm over halfway.
Oh, you're halfway there.
Whoa, XP and a prayer.
Yeah, no, I'll go with it, brother. I feel it. I felt like you kind of lost energy midway through, but I'm down with it.
Because I wasn't sure where I was going with it.
All right, so what's our total?
I'll take your hand,
I'm
and
at
you can make it, I swear.
I'm at 3191 is what I'm at.
I'm at 3259.
I'm at 3241. I think you're on the same path as Brian, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
These were not special
you and I
ones.
are on the same level.
So let me ask a question. How do you guys feel about outros?
I don't know. How do you feel about Twitch Prime?
I feel like if you want to subscribe using Twitch Prime, I will fucking take your money, dog. I got artists to pay.
Twitch Prime and anime on his side. Yeah.
You got artists to convince to take money.
You know, lately my artists have been great about taking my money. My PayPal account maybe says I've been having a little bit too much money taken. I mean, I just want to mention again, I spent $4,000 on art last year. It's fucking insane.
Whoa.
Yeah. All of that Twitch Prime money and YouTube advertising money.
All right. Hey, everyone. My name's Dave. Thanks for watching. I found out recently that I actually have a YouTube address that's awesome. It's youtube.com/Henley. I didn't realize it actually works. So
Dope.
I applied for that address like a long time ago, and it actually starts working now. So that's really cool. So youtube.com/Henley. You want to check out all the archives that I got going on. I don't really have the time to put together any more games on my own these days. I mean, I want to. I really, really want to. But when it comes to managing people, managing time, GMing a game, productions, video editing, all that sort of stuff, it really takes a lot of time, time and energy that I don't necessarily have these days. Mostly because I run an indie publishing house that's now just created a development studio as well. So I have a lot on my plate these days. But yeah, thanks for watching. And it was a really good episode this time. I thought we had a lot of fun. So maybe even talk to Arthur about setting up a save point at this point. but maybe without releasing the thing.
No, no, that guy's strong enough that he could legitimately fight and kill all of you. There's no saving after him. You're gonna have to go back and fight him again.
Or like when we die, just ignore him. You know?
I mean,
Yeah, just don't come back.
Yeah.
and do all the armors and whatever until we don't get XP from them, and then just like leave Mr. X and the incubi in
Him
there.
is not Mr. X.
It is now.
It's X351.
Yeah, so this game, every time we die, we restart back at the start of the game. So a save point generally means, okay, Arthur, we would do everything exactly the same and just go back to this point straight away after we die. So, yeah, it's just a way to skip the stuff that we've done before, really. But yeah, Dad, me, hey, Drumurboy, how are you? How's that beard?
I'm doing good. Beard's going right. I got I shaved the underbeard, so like it's actually tidy now.
Yeah, me too. I also shaved my underbeard.
If you want to find my stuff, I make music a bunch. If you type Drumurboy, Drumurboy into Google, I have one of those neat little musical artist pages that pops up on the side that shows you where you can get my stuff. Yeah.
Google you right now, motherfucker.
And then like the top results are all like my Spotify and Bandcamp and iTunes and whatnot. So if you want to do some, if you want to listen to some music stuff,
wait, you're with a record label?
The distributor is like a faux label. They like kind of they set up a label. It's like a DK and then a bunch of numbers.
You should claim the knowledge panel, by the way.
Maybe I should.
Yeah, you should. Trust me, you want to.
Anyway, yeah, that's me. I just make music. Spooty.
Yeah, I don't make music, but you can follow me on Twitter at Spootnik_71. I might stream. I know I say that all the time. I never do, but who knows? It could.
You're gonna play Division with me, bro? Division 2 when it comes out.
I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, not really. I played the first one and it was okay-ish. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But it's possible. But yeah, follow me on Twitter, watch me on this show, and maybe someday I'll be on another show. We shall see.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom.
I'm Atomikspoon. I play games on the internet, mostly Warcraft and occasionally other things. Same name on Twitch and the Atomikspoon on Twitter. I'm sure it's probably down below, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty much it. How you doing there, Arthur?
Well, this, that, the next thing. Life goes on. Anime. Bullshit, anime. We all good for next week?
Yeah.
I'm down.
Okay, we'll be back then. I will have streamed every day between now and then, so I guess by then I'll be tired and grumpy, and I'll probably just kill you with a bunch of fucking orcs. So I guess let's look forward to that.
I look forward to
You might get some good XP out of it.
Yeah, right? You're giving us ideas, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Look forward to the death. Have a good night, guys. We'll see you then.